Welcome back to the Curry Gumbo's podcast review of P-Valley Season 2. Let's get into this next episode. Roulette about to lose her job.
Roulette saw them smuggling them drugs. She probably feels like she's got a safety net.
But she broke
people
Uncle
tell on
Clifford's
her,
rule.
she gonna tell on them.
She broke Uncle Clifford's rule. I'm surprised they ain't see it on the tape. And I'm talking about when she gave the man a little bit extra that she's not supposed to give him. Because Uncle Clifford's rule is no hoeing at the Pynk.
But who would have seen her and who's supposed to rat her out?
Big L's supposed to be looking at the cameras. Because if you remember from last season, towards the end, they have the cameras in all the rooms. But
Big L is too busy smuggling drugs. So if Big L can't rat her out because she can rat him out.
But you know what? Remember towards, and we all know we're jumping around, but remember towards, is it the middle, when one of the men was asking the other dancers, he was like, oh, my homeboy said he got some good head in the club, like there's a girl in here, and the other girls was like, hey, what? No, we don't do that here. But then men be talking. So I think it's gonna get around.
It's gonna come out. I think here's what I think is gonna happen. She's gonna be like, oh, well, show me the proof. Show me because
they might, and they might be lying. They might run back them tapes if they
and
feel
she
like
gonna
it's
she gonna
necessary.
tell if she's smart she gonna say, hey, Big L, you need to make that tape disappear.
Okay.
I think that she got out that car at the end of that episode and she was like, let me know when you want to take another ride with Roulette. And when she saw them, that was her jackpot.
Yeah. But then she's doing a lot around the Pynk. Like, she's doing stuff she's not supposed to do inside the club. I don't know what she got going on with Gidget's boyfriend.
Yeah.
That's going to come. I don't know what's going on, but it don't look good. And then...
How ain't shit is he? You was just crying that Gidget left your ass. And now you getting something started up with a woman who works at the same club your ex used to work at? Dumb.
Mercedes don't like her.
Do you like her?
No. I mean, I think she is being shady toward Mercedes.
I do.
Because she be coming for Mercedes, and Mercedes don't even be talking to her.
But... it's just so difficult
to like Mercedes.
If Roulette was acting this way with anyone else, then I would say, oh, she's a bully. She's got a problem. She got a nasty ass attitude. But Mercedes introduced herself to people in a way that kind of, it's like, if you introduce yourself to me abrasively, if you get an abrasive energy back, there needs to be no confusion. If Roulette was acting this way with
Whisper,
with every other dancer, with Uncle Clifford, with Big L, with Lakeisha Savage,
Haley
Cotton, Autumn Night, Andre side piece, then I would be like, okay, see, she doing too much.
Do you think Roulette wants Mercedes' spot?
I don't think Mercedes has a spot anymore.
No, I mean, okay, I get your point, but Mercedes was the top act. Even though now things are shifting, she was the main course at the Pynk for years. And they don't have a top act right now. Roulette and Whisper are killing it. Other girls, I'm sure, are killing it. But they don't have a main attraction as Mercedes was that main attraction. So do you think Roulette wants to be the next main attraction?
Yes and no. Yes, because I think we can assume that the main attraction brings in the most money. No, because I feel like being the main attraction is not her
It's not her goal.
I think her goal is just, I'm trying to make as much money as I can. If being the main attraction is what gets me that, I'll do that. If being the person people don't care about gets me that, I'll be that. I think she wants to put herself
head in the back room gives her that, then she gonna do that too.
Yes. Now, what I would like to see, because we haven't seen it, we don't necessarily know where Whisper and Roulette come from. I thought they were lifelong friends. They are not.
They don't know each other.
They don't know each other. And so I would like to see, like, what are Roulette's financial concerns as it relates to, like, her many gigs. Like, do you have children? Are you married? Who do you take care of? Why are you money hungry? You know? And I'm not trying to be silly about it, because it's like, I can understand everybody got bills, but yeah. I would like to know, like, what is your backstory, and why are we being compelled to care about you in this way? But I guess that's to come. But yeah, I think she just cares about money.
So this episode, we learn more about Mercedes and Tarika. I like how we're seeing different aspects of how the pandemic is affecting everybody in Chucalissa. Shell, Tarika's mom, who's raising her, is not doing well. She lost her job. She's drunk every day. Tarika ain't got no food in the house. Big old house, ain't got no food.
None.
She at Pastor Patrice Woodbine's church trying to get some free boxes.
Child.
Trying to get extra. We learned that Mercedes was 15 when she had Tarika. She said she lied to Tarika's dad. He thought she was 18. But I'm still wondering, like, how old is he, even if he were 18? Like, this man got a whole wife. How old are you, sir?
And why are you messing around with an 18-year-old? And
exactly.
I highly doubt that he didn't know you were 15. But okay. I don't care if you lied to him. I just highly doubt that he didn't know that you were not of an age where you needed to be absolutely sure that this person is of consenting age. Now, I don't know what the consenting age is down there in Mississippi and Chucalissa.
Those laws, they've always seemed disgusting to me. I don't care if you're 16, every state is different. 16, 17, you a child. And it always, like, seems like it always falls on the woman. She's 17, then, like, no, it doesn't matter. She a kid. Stop it. Why are you even going that way? Your age comes out in conversation.
I'm trying to tell you.
I had a conversation with a guy I worked with years ago. He was asking me, he was like, it's hard, like, you don't really want to ask somebody, so how old are you? But how do you find out? I'm like, simple. Do you like Chris Brown, or what's one of them young kids? Jacquees. That's what he's like Chris Brown, Usher, or Jacquees. Then you know.
Right.
If they pick Jacquees, they little young.
Do you know who Al B. Shore is?
If they pick Usher, you old, you millennial. So I'm like, easy.
Do you think that Quincy's dad is Diddy or Al B. Shore? And if they say, who is Al B. Shore? Get out. Don't get out this car. Get out my house. Let me drop you off home.
Celine Dion versus Meghan Trainor. If you're like, who's Celine Dion? What's she saying? Never mind.
Who's Celine? Who's that?
Celine, the bag? Who's that? The bag Celine? No.
What's going on?
No, honey.
I don't know who that is. Get out. He's just sleazy. I'm just completely disgusted. But I would think you never asked your mama how old she was.
I was wondering that too, because when I was a teenager, I don't know how old Tarika is, but I'm assuming she's around 14, 15. I knew how old my mom was. Now, I didn't really know the perspective of her age. Like, I didn't know if her age meant she was young or old.
Yeah.
But I knew the number. And so I'm like...
But I think if you had heard that your mother was 14 or 15, you would have been like, huh?
Or did the
You
math.
are my age?
If you're 32 and you like, what was that? That would be 16. Just bear with me. We're gonna round. If you're 30 and I'm 15,
exactly,
then it's like, we're only 15 years apart.
Naturally, there would be more questions asked because as a 15-year-old, I'm sure she knows that she should not be having any type of intercourse, physical or
I mean, you know that,
any type.
Kids, they do it anyway.
Right. But if I know that my dad, if I'm thinking, like, oh my, you 15? Dang, my dad was with, how old is my dad? Wait a minute.
Yeah,
these are the questions that's going, but also like, I don't want to put that burden on Tarika. That's not her job.
No,
you know what I'm saying? To get right. I thought it was a little weird for Mercedes to say, oh, you heard that conversation I was having with Shell? Like, y'all, it's not like y'all was quiet. I'm in the house. I'm here. There's some guilt there because the first time Tarika calls Mercedes, you know, she don't want to give up the beans. She don't want to give up too much. She's like, oh, well, when is camp starting? You too scared to say, hey, there's no food here. My mom is drunk. She's passed out. I don't know what to do. Can you come here?
That's hard. And that's also, like putting a parent against. That's like if you divorce and like you telling on your daddy to your mama. Yeah. But like you don't want to start an argument. I think that's what.
I think that's why she was calling to be like, hey, what's going on? I'm working. Bye. It's like, So I'm sure she probably feels some guilt as it relates to how she handled that conversation, because when she looks back on it, she might be thinking like, damn, that was a plea for help and I completely missed it.
Yeah. Do you think Mercedes is doing the best she can, or could she do more as far as getting Tarika?
I think that you can always do more, but I think that it is extremely difficult. Yeah. The position that she is in is incredibly difficult. And I'm sure that there are sometimes Mercedes might think, damn, she might be better off where she at.
True.
There's that. There's also the fight that she would have to go up against. Yeah. And does she have the resources for that fight? And also there might be some selfishness, like, I kind of like having my freedom in this way.
True.
I kind of like that. As long as I get to have a relationship with her. You know, I think all three things can be true at the same time. It's so unfortunate because, you know, Tarika's the kid. So she is only thinking about herself, as she should. As she should. And so it's unfortunate because all she can see is Mercedes' lack. She doesn't really see Mercedes trying. Do you think Mercedes is trying, or do you think Mercedes is sitting on her ass?
I still want more to the story because she's saying she was 15, and then she said her mom, Patrice, told her the daddy needs to take care of this baby. And I'm assuming that's when the daddy took the baby. I'm still curious as how Mercedes was able to still be in this kid's life, and Patrice, because she calls her grandma. I'm curious about that relationship because normally I feel like if the dad took the baby and that's his wife, they would have just been this family and Mercedes would have just been out the picture. Mercedes saying, you know, I tried to, like, you wouldn't let me see her or be with her. And then Shell admitted, you know, my husband promised me on his deathbed that to make sure you will not get Tarika. So I understand that. That would be, Mercedes can't win this fight, I don't think, because if this girl is 14, 15, we're assuming, she's been in this family the whole time. No one's gonna take her out of that home. So even if Mercedes is her birth mother.
She says she wants to go though, then I can see the courts being like, well, that's your decision. If everyone is willing, then I can see them being like this, that is fine. But if Shell don't want it, then...
Yeah, they're not gonna. They have no reason to take Tarika out of Shell's house. Now, unless Shell is still on this downward spiral to where if she can't pick herself up from these drunken nights, her losing her job, if she end up losing the house and they end up homeless, then that's the only way Mercedes gonna have Tarika back. Yeah.
It's so unfortunate. P Valley is just dense with conversations about motherhood. Mercedes has to experience motherhood from this like alternate space because she is a mom, but she's not necessarily able to perform as a mom because she doesn't have legal custody of her kid. But even in this moment, she's kind of mothering Shell by saying like, hey, what is you doing? But I would also think that if I am keeping close contact with my daughter, then wouldn't I have known that Shell lost her? That's why I can see why Tarika is like, girl, you slipping. You know what I'm saying? But I think that there's just certain training that you have when you raise somebody that Mercedes just don't have. She don't know to do that. She's thinking, oh, everything is fine over there. And it's like, maybe you should be checking in and seeing what's going on.
She's probably so used to Shell, like, doing all of the work that she's just like, oh, she's fine. If they need me, they'll call me or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I don't
like, that's not how children work.
She probably don't know Shell lost her job because I think the conversation now that Tarika got a phone, she'll need to call Shell. She can just call Tarika. She don't really need to communicate with Shell on not every day. Maybe once in a blue moon to ask if she can spend the night. But Mercedes is like, they got it over there. What do you think about Mercedes' new job?
Who is he? He was not on season 1.
Okay.
That was a different dude. Why they switching out people? Or did you have this? Could you do this with multiple men? What's happening? I'm confused. Because the first coach I thought was dark skinned. Who's this man?
Kind of dark.
It's a different man. The point is it's a different man. Who is this man?
I don't know.
I knew that wife was going to try to fuck. I said, oh, she don't want to fuck. She's going to want to fuck. And Mercedes is going to fuck her. Because I feel like, are you attracted to this wife too? I feel like you're attracted to this wife too.
I don't know.
What were the details of the arrangement? A condo on the weekend. And how much money?
I thought it was like $10,000 every week or every other week?
Even the wife said, like, baby, if we go dollar for dollar, you coming out on top. So, you know, but I'm sure the wife's day to day is a little bit better. Like when you factor in, like, baby, I'm on his insurance. If something happens to him, I'm taken care of, you know?
Yeah, I guess. It depends. If she has her own insurance, it don't really matter.
She ain't got her own insurance. She a working artist.
No,
she on his insurance.
She was a former artist. She don't do art no more. What's up with all these shows?
No, she said, I'm still a photographer.
No, but the husband tried to play it like, oh, this was back when she did art.
And she had to correct him, say, I still do art. But what you're saying is she ain't getting paid for it no more. I see what you're saying. Well, exactly. So she don't, what insurance she got?
No, but that's why I think she has like a 9 to 5.
Girl,
you think she's a stay-at-home wife?
I'm more than sure. Yes.
What's up with every black
You mean to tell me you paying girls $10,000 and there are other women outside of Mercedes who you do this with, and I'm working a 9 to 5?
Yeah, no.
Baby, I can work my 9 to 5 on my own.
What's up with all these shows, black shows and art? Everybody's an artist.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
The Bel Air, Fresh Prince reboot, Aunt Viv is an artist.
She ain't no
that movie. She was a dancer in the show. She's an artist in the remake, the reboot, or whatever, reimagination. That movie Love Is, that came out last year on Netflix. It was an artist. Love Jones, photographer.
Both artists, photographer and writer.
Yeah, there's a lot of art. I feel like if you're not a lawyer, you have to be an artist. Those are the only 2 jobs for black people in the black film space. I want to see more STEM occupations for black people in black film because I don't see it. I only see lawyer, doctor, artist.
I feel like for every show that you have named, there is a bit of a balance. Like when I think of the old Fresh Prince, the father was a judge. When I think about
lawyer,
Martin,
lawyer, artist.
Oh, you said like science,
something different
like
than a lawyer
nurse.
and an artist. Yeah, or a doctor.
Oh,
It's
okay.
always doctor, lawyer, artist.
Well, what other jobs you want to see?
Engineer, architect, just something.
Yeah.
We do
Just
other
to
things.
show the possibility of it, because sometimes like if you don't see, like, that's a job.
Exactly.
Like what? You know, I don't think I knew like project manager was a job until like my 20s. Like somebody is paid to manage projects.
I didn't know what project manager was till probably recently. Like really understood like what it is. Like I heard the term, but I'm like, what is that?
What?
Like literally having to Google the definition. What does a project manager do? Because people be saying it, and I ain't getting it.
Kyle was in finance. Overton was a handyman.
Oh yeah. But that when you have ensemble, you get a variety of jobs.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just want to see more different occupations. Wow me. Show me something I've never seen before.
I wonder if that takes like too much research and people just
probably.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because to a certain, you need a consultant. Like, what is this
even
job?
Like, with the medical field, like you have people on there. I feel like this medical field has been done so many times. People know the terminology. They know the schedule.
Yeah.
The lawyer. I mean, every black show got a lawyer. To the point where it's
lawyer, you're right. Lawyer, doctor,
artist,
accountant, writer, visual artist,
You want to talk about Pastor Patrice Woodbine?
No.
She's kind of growing on me.
Ugh, like a rash.
But okay, so with this new mayor, we got Corbin's brother as the new mayor. I think Pastor Patrice Woodbine, she's coming for him. And then
as she should.
Yeah. And then
it's so difficult to root for her though, because you stole that. You stole it. You stole it from. And it's not like you stole it from somebody who was gonna, wreak havoc upon the community. You stole it from somebody who was trying to do something good. It's so hard to root for her. For me, it's difficult.
I kind of see Mercedes' attitude in her though, because Pastor Patrice, she's gonna stir things up, and she speaks her mind. And this casino ain't coming, according to her.
I mean, she right. Y'all, them jobs ain't about to go to black people. You could cut it out. Now they gonna take y'all dollars.
Yes.
And they gonna create a whole bunch of addicts out of y'all. But
you're not gonna be working.
The funds will not be spent.
If you do get a job, it's gonna be minimum wage, greeter, cashier.
Yep.
Andre and Corbin thinking about running for mayor together.
I hope they do. I appreciate Andre's beard. I still don't like him. I don't like these lies that he's telling his wife. I think that he needs to bite the bullet and figure it out. This woman is asking him, when are you returning home? It's an excuse after an excuse after an excuse. You need to be honest with her and let her know what is going on. And I understand that is difficult to do, but you are doing this with someone. The show is going to have to tell me why Brittany ain't shit. The show is going to have to tell me this.
I don't think Andre wants to be married. He seemed like he don't want to be married.
At least he don't want to be married to her.
Well, yeah.
Like, you're going to have to explain to me why Brittany isn't someone that you want to be with, because right now she feels like a victim to me. Her character is uncomplicated. She's just goodness. She hasn't done wrong by you.
But I think that's the point. If he decides not to be with Brittany anymore, he messes up. That's the point. You have this amazing woman who's a doctor. We found out she is a doctor. Yeah. And who's been holding it down, supporting you, at least trying to support you the best she can. If you mess it up, that's on you. Yeah. If you don't want to be married, just say you don't want to be married.
And it does force you to come to terms with what it is that you really want. I think you're exactly right, because if you have someone who's unfaithful to you, who's abusive to you, who doesn't know how to keep a clean house, who spends money recklessly, who can't dress, who's bad at love, it's easy to leave them. You might not even have to come to terms with how you feel about marriage, because it's like, I got to get away from this motherfucker. Right. But if you have someone who is seemingly perfect, it really forces you to say, like, all right, why am I not happy here? What is going on? You know? And I also think that you don't want to be there. And it also forces you to consider how you define marriage and how you choose to live through marriage. Because there are some people who believe, like, yeah, I might feel this way, but I might feel this way for 5 weeks. I might feel this way for 5 years, but I have chosen this person.
True.
So I'm going to stick it out. You know, I think it forces you to be like, okay, am I really going to see these vows through? Am I really about to do that? Or am I about to say, no, divorces?
Or did you get married because it sounded good?
You got married. I think most people do get married because it sounds good.
Because she's a doctor. Wow, who wouldn't marry a doctor? But if you don't want to be married, just say so. Haley,
I hope she finds a home. Now that I'm serious about. You cannot stay up in the Pynk. That's dangerous. I need for you to find some place to stay. Because one is haunted. I don't think we saw that ghost anymore. Have we seen any ghost activity? I don't think we have.
What do you think about how she's running the business? Like, is she shady, doing shady business? Is she trying her best? Like, what do you think about Haley as a businesswoman?
I think that Haley and Uncle Clifford need to come to some understanding as far as who is in charge. Are you going to consult Uncle Clifford, or are you going to run the show on your own?
It seems like she wants to be the boss, because you could have put the money up and been like, you know what? I'm just putting the money up. I'll let you. You still have creative control, decision control. I'm just the money. And then whatever the profit is, we splitting it however. She didn't have to be the decision maker. But she chose to be the decision maker. Because
it's not a stress-free job. And I think she knew that going into it. So it is kind of like, what do you want? Why? What are you getting out of this? But I think she's probably waiting on her big payday because she wants to sell.
For was it 10 million?
Yeah. But even if your plans are to sell, you still don't have to be a part of day-to-day operations.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't need to be choosing the girls or what goes on. Like, because Uncle Clifford had that down. Could have been a silent partner. But if you don't trust him, like, what is your vision? Like, what are you trying to turn the Pynk into?
You was asking the questions that need answers. And so, you know, I'm sure because she got 5 names, she got 5 different email addresses, so we could send these questions to all those accounts, and we hope that she gets back to us accordingly in the next business day. Thank you.
Whisper still intrigues me. We didn't see much of her, but what do you think about Whisper? I hate her accent, by the way. Talking about accents.
Oh, it's bad. It's bad. I keep
talking about
telling people.
Whisper.
But you know what? I think she's from the South. I can't. Ooh, no,
not talking like she from Gone with the Wind.
That's how Haley talk. Don't forget to verify your transfers now.
Whisper is worse.
Let me see. I'm on Internet Movie Database. Born in Texas. But where did you grow up? She was raised in the small town of Orange, Texas, near the Louisiana border. Her desire to become an actress. So yeah, maybe this is a legitimate accent and we just don't know these accents.
But it sounds like from a movie. Like a old slave movie. You from Texas and Louisiana.
I am not from Texas.
You live in Texas and from Louisiana.
I live in Houston.
What do you think?
People sound like Meg. And the people here from New Orleans sound like they from New Orleans. And New Orleans is a whole different story.
New Orleans is the Caribbean.
Child, I don't know what Whisper wants. She is a psychic. She's got the powers. And I better see some dark-skinned people with powers now. It's only light-skinned people who got them.
Oh, with her and Diamond?
I need to see the people with the powers. Anyway, child, I don't know about Whisper. All I know about is Lil Murda and Teak.
I saved them for
M.I.
last.
Crooked letter.
So we on this tour, 12-city tour throughout the South. Lil Murda sending...
Come on, Big Frida.
Sending postcards.
Speaking of New Orleans.
Oh, yeah. But I was going to say, Lil Murda sending postcards back to Uncle Clifford at every city he touched down at.
Everyone.
We get a Big Frida performance.
Ain't no way in hell Big Frida gonna open for Lil Murda, but I'ma let it go.
Yeah, they could have reversed that. They could have just had Lil Murda went on, and then when he was leaving, Big Frida come out. Keyshawn worried about her boyfriend seeing pictures on Instagram.
Yeah, I mean, he's home with the kids. He can do anything to them. I can see her being scared.
You think he will hurt his kids?
I don't put that past him. I wouldn't put it past him beating her in front of them.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure
them.
they do that. Yeah.
And
I'm sure he does that.
Yeah. And I know that you mean physically hurt them.
Right. I
don't put that past him. But I also think that like keeping them away from their mother is a form of hurting them. And I really believe that he would do that. I believe that he would do it all, to be honest.
Yeah, I can't trust him.
How much you won't bet that Lil Murda's friend who just got out of prison knows that Lil Murda is bisexual?
I don't think
and I'm calling him bisexual. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if he does know.
Because didn't he ask about what's up with him and Keyshawn?
I think that's one of the reasons you would ask if you already know that this person likes, But also I think to call him bisexual places, I'm going to call him queer.
Okay.
Because to call him bisexual would be making a statement about Uncle Clifford's gender. And Uncle Clifford is referred to as she all the time. So, but I don't think that...
I don't think the friend knows.
I think he might know. I don't know. I don't know. I think that there's a closeness. Because when they're on that stairwell... and they're talking about like this man, he killed a man for you.
Yes.
There was a prison fight and he killed a man for you. I'm wondering like why they are close.
I believe they're close, and we see this what's his name? Teak is very aggressive and ready to defend Lil Murda.
Yes.
But I also
I was thinking, are you in love with this man?
I didn't think that, but I can see how that might be it. I was thinking if he does find out about Lil Murda being queer, I think he wouldn't know how to act. The friend.
What I like is that the show shows that you do have your homophobic folk. So the person who was in his old crew, who is just cavalierly saying, like, giving hints that Lil Murda is what he might call gay, So you do have that ridiculous type of person. But you have Lil Murda's manager who's like, hey, I don't care. Look, that literally has nothing to do with me. But I also understand the world that we live in, so I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. You know what I'm saying? And also, there is nothing wrong with keeping your mouth shut about it because it ain't nobody's business what you doing. Teak. 1, I feel like he might be in love with Lil Murda. 2, I feel like he probably already knows because I think the show wants to show that there's this closeness that hasn't really been fleshed out yet.
I think they're close and still secretive. Like, you can be super close, but then still be guarded at the same time.
And I'm sure that is the way you have to conduct yourself when you are in prison. I just think that there's a reason why this person who we just met, and if they talked about him, I ain't heard them. I don't recall them. Big Teak has not been a part of the show's consciousness in a way that makes me think like, oh yeah, this is Big Teak. They've been talking about him. This person is, yes, like their reputation precedes them. That hasn't been the case. But it seemed like we are set up to assume that these people is close. And I just think that is going to, Lil Murda's sexuality is going to be a part of their closeness.
I think yes, but I think the opposite is going to come out, and Big Teak is going to be upset
because he can't be with Lil Murda. Hey y'all, hope you enjoyed the show. Hit us up on Instagram at Curry Gumbo. Hope to see you next week. Bye.